Got the tools in the back there. Got the X Mark Stars 32-inch wheelbarrow, some trash from another job. And this is today's project. A few shrubs here and some extremely overgrown ones over here on this left side. I'll get to show you that in a second. We're going to trim up all these crepe myrtles here. All this ground cover right there, we got to be gone. And here is the big part. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to cut these in half and then cut those in half and then just trim up the under ones here and get them looking pretty good. And of course these will look a little bit bare when we get through, but that'll be all right. And then we're going to shape up the rest of these, trim up the crepe myrtles, and like I said, get the underbrush out of there, the ground cover. And we'll get all these sweet gum trees and stuff out of there, make it look good. And we're going to do the same thing over here, shape up all these and get out all that ground cover. He didn't actually want it pulled up, he just wanted it kind of just gone. So my plan is to weed eat it and probably spray a little bit of Roundup on it so maybe it won't come back as hard. I know you can't really get rid of it without tearing it up, but that's the plan. And so same thing over here, just shaping everything up, trimming the crepe myrtles and trimming up the ground cover. So that's today's job. We're gonna set up the tripod, get the tools out, and get started. So I just finished up cutting down these holly bushes in half. You can see my hands are all cut up and everything. Didn't have my gloves today, so I had to just man up and deal with it, I guess. And see, Matthew has been coming around with a wheelbarrow, picking all this up, putting it on the trailer down there. Pop's got all these right here trimmed. And as soon as I get through these, I'm about to start trimming the crepe myrtles there. And I think we got just 2 or 3 of these and then a couple more on the other side. And but this looks a whole lot better than what it did when we started. These are some old bushes. They've probably been here 10, 20 years, and they need to be trimmed. They need to be cut back one good time and get back to a manageable standpoint. And so now you can run through with the hedge trimmers and just trim them like normal. And so this doesn't hurt the bushes. It will not kill them. A lot of people will tell you don't do this, but I've done this many a times for people. This is just the first time I videoed it, and this will definitely help improve the quality of these bushes, make it a lot easier to trim, and makes it look a whole lot better. Because I don't know if you remember or not, you can scroll back to the end of the video, or I'll put a before and after picture at the end of this video so you can see. But these holly bushes have grown up all the way on top of the house, that high and everything. So you can see all these clippings here. It's a ton of clippings I've done accumulated here. And it's good to get it off the house. It's okay for it to be on the brick, but you don't want it to get on the wood side and on the house, because it can rot it and it can actually grow into it. And so you always want to get it off the house and everything if you can. Chainsaw I was using was the Husqvarna 550 XP. with a 20-inch bar, 20-inch chain on there. And I'll tell you what, this is a hoss of a saw. It gets heavy after a little bit, but this is a heck of a saw, I'll tell you that. It'll cut through anything I put in front of it. So here in a little bit, I'm about to go cut some firewood when we get through this job, and I'll video it a little bit and show you me using it and everything. But good little saw there. And so yep, we're getting it done, and I'm gonna set the tripod in the front now, and you can watch us trim hedges and trim crepe myrtles and everything else. So enjoy. You'll see me hop on the mower and I'll mulch all this up, and that, I'm telling you, that mulching kit just completely pulverizes these hedges. And so the only thing I can say about negative about using the VR800C to blow all these hedges out is right here. You're seeing me trying to weave in between all these hedges and everything with a big backpack blower on me, and it makes it kind of difficult, but at the same time, you know, it's still not that bad. It's still a lot easier than taking a rake or a pitchfork, I think, a lot faster. And so, but if I had to say one negative thing, that'd probably be the negative thing I'd say about it. And but you can see, I mean, this blower is just working so good on these hedge clippings. It's just chunking them out in the yard. I mean, so, but yeah, you'll see me in a minute hop on the Exmark Stars and start to mulch up all the hedge clippings. And so stay tuned. Also, a little tip to anybody that wants to try mulching up their hedges and stuff like this in the yard. Actually, a couple of things. One thing, you see how I'm kind of pushing all the hedges in the middle of the yard and kind of get them in a line. That makes it a whole lot easier to mulch up when they're in a straight row instead of going all over the whole yard trying to mulch up in spots where they are. So it's better to put them all in one place and just mulch them up in a pile versus spreading them out across the whole yard and having to mow the whole yard. But you'll hear me in a minute. The rest of this video, somewhere I said that I ended up having to mow the whole yard. The reason I had to do that, and I think I explained it later in the video, but I'll go ahead and explain it now too, is whenever you go to mulch up the hedges, make sure you have your deck high enough to where it's not going to touch the grass, but low enough to where it's going to pick up the hedge clippings and mulch them up. So what I did was I lowered it down, and I think I put it on like 3.5 or something like that, which I probably should have went to 4 on this yard because this yard has been cut pretty high. And when I put it down on 3.5, it started cutting the grass, and you could see my marks where I'd been mowing. And you don't want that, because then the yard looks like it's half cut, half this, and you know, and whatever. So you want it all to look the same. So excuse me. that's why I had to go ahead and mow the rest of the yard after I mulched up all these hedges, was because I put the deck too low and you could see my cutting tracks. And so, but it wasn't a big deal. I went ahead and just cut the whole yard. Didn't take too long. So, but that's why you always want to try and get your deck high enough to where it doesn't touch the grass, but low enough to where it mulches up the hedges. And so anybody that mows the grass or has done this before, or even when you go to do it, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you just will, because it's just a thing that you'll have to figure out how to do. But if there's a couple of tips to help you out when you start mulching up hedges, or if you're already doing it or whatever. That's a couple of tips that'll help you out there. Definitely save you some time and everything like that. I think right now I'm adjusting the deck on the Exmark Staris. That's why there's such of a delay in the video here. And so I'll try to cut it here in a minute to where it'll go ahead and do it. So one problem with the Exmark Staris that you're about to see here is that it's just pushing these clip-ins around. And anybody that knows anything about a Exmark zero turn, like a Laser Z or any other zero turn, for the most part, they have the foot pedals on the decks to raise and lower it. And the cool thing about that is so like if I was on the zero turn right now, I could use that foot pedal to raise and lower the deck as I'm mulching. So that's not necessarily putting it in a locking position or anything like that, just raising it up enough to where it wouldn't push the clippings around like this mower is doing. So that's the downside of this mower, and I've always said this ever since I've had it. I don't like the deck. I don't like the way the deck lowers and raises. It's just not convenient. It's just honestly I don't like it. And like I said, they do make a mower that does do that, but this is just the one I have. This is the one I bought used, and I got a pretty good deal on it, so that's what I went with. And when I bought it, I really didn't know the deck did that, and I didn't know they made one that was any different. So that's that, but that's one little complaint I have about the mower. But other than that, this mower does really, really good. The mulching blades and the mulching kit just completely pulverizes these hedges. Like you can see, there's none left. So there you go. All right, got this job done. Looking pretty good. Got all that ground cover weed-eated there. I asked him if he wanted me to poison it, and he said don't worry about it. Just knock it down, get it looking good. So that's what we did. Got all these hedges trimmed up nice and good. Got the crepe myrtles trimmed. Got everything looking really, really good. This side over here, man, them edges right there look good. Crepe myrtle right there. This right here is where the major difference is. This looks a whole lot different than what it did when we started. So this looks really, really good. Real happy with the way that turned out there. And I'll walk around here and show you this side, then we'll get on out of here. But this job turned out real good. I went ahead and mowed the yard too with the Exmark Staris. I don't think I videoed it, but if you don't set the height just right when you're mulching, you'll cut too low, and then you have to mow the whole yard to make it all match. I don't guess you have to, but I like to make it look good and everything, so that's what I did. And so got these right here trimmed, looking good. Got that big crepe myrtle trimmed, and we went ahead and weed-eated all the beds, got them looking good. And I don't think I ever showed you these two, but we got them trimmed up and looking good. Crepe myrtle, got that shrub trim, and got that shrub trim. So got this job done, got everything blowed off, looking real good. So real happy with where everything turned out there. We're about to head on to the house now. We're done for the day. Pretty good sized job here. It took us about right at 2 hours, which is what I figured it would take. So hit that right on the spot there. 3 people, 2 hours, knocked out this job, and got it looking really, really good, as you can see. So I'll show you the before and after pictures at the end of the video when I do the outro or whatever. But yeah, that was a kind of a little fun job to do. I got to use the chainsaw, hedge trimmers, blower, Exmark, and stars there. Pretty fun job. So there you go. What's going on, guys? Hope you enjoyed that video there of us doing that hedge trimming job. That was a major job we did there. It took us about 2 hours, like I said. It was 3 of us working, so 2 hours. And so that was a pretty fun job to do. Like I said, I got to use a lot of different equipment in that job. And that was just a good job. It couldn't have went any better than it did. It went perfect, just like I intended it to. So really hope you enjoyed that. And be looking out for Friday's video. Not sure what it's going to be on yet. I'm about to head out to my shop right now. And me and Mr. Tim's going to do some work on it. And so that might be Friday's video. It might be firewood. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll check it out. Hopefully we'll get a good one out Friday too. And so really appreciate y'all watching. Remember to like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can watch all my videos and be alerted and everything when I post stuff. And so I think that's about it. So appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.